Next up, we have Katherine. Katherine Jijo is a computer science major with a concentration in artificial intelligence at Hofstra University. Katherine is interested in NLP and the applications of AI and ML within finance. Katherine will be talking about the benchmarking research our team has done to evaluate model accuracy on financial data sets. Let's give Katherine a warm welcome to the stage. Take it away, Katherine.
Hi, everyone. So over the last month, my team and I worked on benchmarking question answering models, and this is what we've learned so far. So currently, financial analysts are spending hours trying to go through tens of hundreds of long pages of financial documents to be able to make informed investment decisions, develop financial strategies, and conduct due diligence. And we see large language models as a way to automate the labor-intensive aspects of these financial analysts' tasks due to large language model capabilities in natural language understanding, reasoning, and writing. So benchmarking is important because it allows us to understand where the model exactly hallucinates and where it starts making up answers. And that allows us to highlight the importance of reliability assessments within financial question and answering. So we tested 4 models, 2 publicly run and 2 private. So our public models were GPT 3.5 and Claude, and our private models were Llama 2 and GPT for All. And we found out that these models zero shot have a good baseline at general chatting tasks. However, they perform poorly on high level reasoning and logical tasks due to the fact that they tend to hallucinate. So to test and benchmark our data, we started off with Finance Bench, which is a data set created by Patronus AI. And we want to simulate as much as possible a private GPT-like environment. So this data set was great for our use, particularly because it has the 10,000 question and answer pairs that are about documents that you would typically enter into our private GPT. So the data set was made up of 10Ks, 10Qs, 8Ks, earning reports, and earning call transcripts. And this data set spanned to test large language model capabilities within finance. So for numerical reasoning, information retrieval, logical reasoning, and world knowledge. And our next data set was Retrieval Augmented Generation Instruct Benchmark Tester, which was designed for professional and legal and financial industries for evaluating RAG technology within enterprise use cases. So to test the RAG abilities, we have context passages from common retrieval scenarios such as financial news, earnings releases, contracts, invoices, technical articles, and more. And this benchmark spans to test LLM capabilities within financial table readings, deep math equations, Boolean principles, and the followings. So for our benchmarking Q&A process, we looked at 2 parts. We looked at the answer the model provides, as well as the chunk in which the document the answer was taken from. And that's to be able to ensure reliability within the answer. So there's no standard evaluation methods for evaluating large language models, but we employed 3. So for cosine similarity, it measures the cosine angle between vectors representing model generated and the reference text from the documents. Rogue L score, which measures the overlap between the longest common subsequences between a model's output and reference, and human evaluation, which is a subjective score, but it does capture fluency, coherency, and informativeness. And between these 3 evaluation methods, there is a trade-off between reliability and scalability. So for human evaluation, we are allowed to have more nuanced insights. However, it is resource intensive. And cosine similarity and rogue doesn't allow us to get the same depth that human judgment would. And then in terms of scalability, cosine similarity and rogue allow for large-scale evaluations, whereas human evaluation is a constraint on resources and time. And then in terms of model evaluation through our benchmarking, we found that zero-shot models perform poorly on Q&A tasks, and this is where Anote comes in and offers a solution of using fine-tuned large language models. And our fine-tuned large language models showed higher accuracy within scores like Rogue L and cosine similarity. So within our fine tuning process, we had to ask ourselves, how can we make these zero shot models better? Zero shot models currently show a struggle within qualitative and quantitative analyses. So, in terms of quantitative analyses, the model could return a string like the revenue was 23.7 billion, whereas the revenue was actually 2.37 billion. And the problem with this is the model would rank these with a similar cosine similarity score and Rogel score, but they do have vastly different connotations in terms of a financial aspect. The model returned a false statement that increased the company's revenue tenfold, and that would give us an incorrect view of the company. And in terms of qualitative analyses, the model would return a string such as the company's performance was impressive. Impressive is subjective, and we can't make definite financial decisions off of that. So, in tune with fine tuning, we're able to make these answers better. To make these models better, we can employ things like prompt engineering or reprompting, retrieval augmented generation, as well as fine tuning. I'm going to briefly explain fine tuning, but the next presentation will go more in depth. So why should we fine tune our models? Fine tuning allows for more consistent outputs, as well as users to customize their models for specific use cases. It reduces hallucinations and eliminates the need of training models from scratch. So just to mention the methods of fine tuning that you can employ on your models, such as self-supervised fine tuning, supervised learning, and reinforcement learning with human feedback, which you'll hear more about in the next presentation. But to conclude, we learned that zero-shot models perform poorly in Q&A tasks, but by employing methods like fine tuning, we're able to improve the accuracy and gear them towards our specific use cases. Thank you.